The Queen, Donna Maria Isabella, has invited us back to the castle for a grand feast and celebration right here at Medieval Times. Welcome everyone, another edition of Let's Hit the Road, Jack, and today's adventure brings us to Buena Park, California, right up the street from Knott's Berry Farm, to Medieval Times, and my annual tradition right around the holidays, come here and enjoy a nice dinner and show, and it's really cold and rainy outside, so they let me in early. Very nice. Thank you very much to Medieval Times letting me in while the first show is going on, and get out of the cold and the rain and enjoy couple of cocktails while I'm waiting. We're going to take advantage of the low crowds while the first show is going on, get some photography. But we got this souvenir drink, and it's really good. And I bought this drink, not realizing it was $45 for the drink. But anyway, it's really good. I'll probably get another refill that's going to be cheaper than the $45. But it's a really cool souvenir, though. Really like it. I'll be using this thing. But let's take a look around here at Medieval Times, get some shots, and then the show will begin very shortly, and dinner, of course, here at Medieval Times. All right, we're checked into Medieval Times. We got our royalty upgrade, and went ahead and bought the admission to the Museum of Torture in the dungeon here in Medieval Times. Sadly, no live demonstrations today. Live demonstrations. That's for the people that don't tip their serving wenches. They have live demonstrations of the torture devices here. But anyway, we're going to take a look around. If you have a queasy stomach and you don't like this kind of subject matter, this is your chance to fast forward to the main show portion of the show. But we're going to be checking out some torture devices right here in the dungeon of Medieval Times, right here on Let's Hit the Road, Jack. All right, this is called a hanging cage, and this was used for basically mutilation and public scorn and abuse, and you were left to die of hunger, thirst, and exposed to the elements, and your body was left in this cage on public display until your flesh fell off the bone. Pretty horrible, but awful way to die. But that is called the hanging cage. By the way, the guy let me know that anything in glass cases are actual items that were used. The rest are replicas. So this would be a replica hanging cage. But anything in a glass case are actual items. Pretty gruesome. Okay, this is a replica of the fall brett, or the falling board they called it, and this would be basically dropped onto the back of your neck and break your neck and cause you paralysis, which caused a very slow, agonizing death. Okay, this is a pair which they say it was almost always used orally. They would insert this into your mouth and then expand it, which would mutilate your face and almost always cause death. But you can imagine the pain that would cause. And I always wonder where they acquired these things from, but this is apparently one that has been used previously. Interesting to note the ornate end of it there. Okay, this is called the Judas Cradle. This is bad. I'll just let the picture do the explaining for how this device was used. And this is the infamous torture rack. I think everyone's familiar with a torture rack and how it works. What's interesting is I never realized these rollers that were in the middle of it. You can imagine what those would do to your body as you're being stretched. This one doesn't need much explanation. This is called the head crusher, which is basically a vise. And this piece would go on the top of your head. Okay, this is a spiked collar. Needs little explanation. This is called the saw. This is horrifying to know that some of this stuff was probably used at some point in time. But let's just let the picture do the explaining here. Alright, that concludes the dungeon portion of the castle here at Medieval Times Buena Park. And it just makes you appreciate the society we live in today, that people aren't subjected to that kind of cruel and unusual punishment, just terrible stuff in there. And but very interesting. I think it's important to preserve that kind of thing to appreciate our life today. So, but we're going to head inside, grab another drink, and festivities should be beginning very soon. The Queen is going to be kicking off the feast, and the tournament shall begin right here at Medieval Times.
My lords, my ladies, the time has come for Her Majesty the Queen's second set of knighting ceremonies. So come and gather round. I hold in my hand a list of those to be knighted this eve. When I call your name, sit upon the royal cushion, and there you shall be knighted by Her Majesty the Queen. When you're knighted, look to your left, and a lovely lass with Merlin's magical box will etch your image for all eternity. I mean, smile! She's going to be taking your picture. Alright, first I call for King Noah, halt! King Noah, please step forward. King Noah is celebrating Christmas!
In the eyes of God, and in the names of Saint Michael and of Saint James, I hereby dump thee, knight and king of your realm. You have my leave to bear arms in the quest for peace, mercy, and justice. Right over here.
Hooray! Congratulations, King Noah! Next I call forth Knight Leo Strail. Knight Leo, please step forward.
Just go ahead and have a seat right there, and you'll be right there next to you, right?
Knight Leo is celebrating his 5th birthday! There you are, my friend. Now look up to the Queen for your knighting ceremony.
In the eyes of God, and in the names of Saint Michael and of Saint James, I hereby dump thee, knight of the realm. You have my leave to bear arms in the quest for peace, mercy, and justice.
Smile, bud!
Hip, hip. Thus concludes Her Majesty the Queen's second set of knighting ceremonies. Now in just a few moments, I, the Lord Marshal, will call you to your table by the colours of your crowns, and if you have a royalty VIP lanyard, my friends, I pray you all enjoy your stay.
Cheers, everybody. That was expensive, but that is really cool. I do like it. Medieval Times, 2019.
My lords, my ladies, welcome to the castle of Queen Dona Maria Isabella. Now allow me to introduce myself to you. I am Sir Corwin of Curtania, Lord Marshal to Her Majesty the Queen, and I shall be your master of ceremonies for this evening. Now before I allow you into the grand arena, there are a few announcements that I need to make, so please listen very, very carefully. Number 1. You will notice this eve that you will be eating off of a pewter plate and bowl. That means that they are made of metal. We ask you please, do not, and I repeat, do not bang your plates, cups, bowls together or upon the tabletops at any point during the tournament, for the harsh metallic sound that they do create will greatly frighten our high-spirited horses, and we would not want to cause any harm to them or the riders' injury, now would we? Excellent. Number 2, during the course of the tournament, a live falcon will be flying over your heads in free flight. So, when the falcon is flying, do not stand up, put your hands up, wave any banners or swords in the air, or hold up your children. Just let the falcon fly by and enjoy the flight, alright? Excellent. Now, I will be calling you into the grand arena by your crown color, and if you have a royalty VIP lanyard. So the time has come, make sure you have your VIP lanyard here in your hand.
Why not?
Court heralds. Next I call upon, if you have a black and white crown with a royalty VIP lanyard, you may enter the grand arena on the left-hand side of the Queen's Tavern under the red shield. When there's a cry in the dark, or an ally pressed in battle, know that the House of the Valiant stands ready to offer mercy in need or strength unbound. Long is the tale of the sons of this gallant house, for they are reckless, brave, and true. Unchain the gates and welcome down our Valiante, the Blue Radiance. prove faithless, and despair scales the walls of the stronghold. Look to the west, for the banner of Santiago de Compostela to bring thunder down upon the road. The enemy is soon departed unanswered, for neither the corrupt heart or the hungry invader will see peace in the shadow of the warrior priest. Look ever west, for your praise Santa Cruz, the black and white knight! Is great. For none, save the noblest of our own house, are permitted to bear the stag upon their shields. And yet, this boon has been granted to your champion. Is he the greatest of us all? And if the coming contest measure him, and the song be then written, shall it be joy or lament for the champion of Leon, the Green Knight? The scepter and wears the crown. In company of her royal household and those chosen to serve you this day, may I present your host, our sovereign majesty, Doña Maria Isabella! My ladies, raise a cheer for the Queen's royal household, the captain of the Queen's Guard, the brave squires to your knights of the realm, and for all of your serfs and witches!
May I present the finest, the bravest, and most renowned champions in the realm.
My lords, we are most pleased to host this celebration, and I thank you all for inviting the nobles from near and far to join us. Your petition surprised and delighted me, for the crown has been without a champion since the passing of my father the king. Good captains, take your leave. Our guests await the entertainment and the feast.
My lords, my ladies, raise a cheer for all of the knights of the realm! honor to present to you Her Majesty's Master Falconer!
Be still, my noble guests, and do not seek the attention of this mighty bird of prey.
Remain in your seats, and do not attempt to distract the falcon from her purpose, for her talons are sharp, and her keen eyes are locked upon the task.
The falcon, poised for flight, has come for pudding, but once the hood has been removed, the age-old dance of the hunted and the hunter begins.
Behold, she takes wing!
That the charge remains key to the lure.
Knights, parade your colors!
Mightiest in skill. Who shall claim the first challenge? Choose your opponent. The challenge is extreme. And accepted. All knights not engaging in combat will retire from this field. To seal this challenge. You will meet on horseback and wield the lance. The victor may select the weapon of his choice. Take your places! challenge the Yellow Knight. This day, but only if you defeat this noble veteran. Take your places, my lords, the trumpets will call, and you shall answer. My lords. Well struck, my lords.
Oh my goodness. Lord Marshal, is he alright?
The blow was a mighty one, my lady.
Like a hammer, but fairly struck.
What say you, squires? Will he continue? My lord, your opponent is fairly rested for now, but is sure to recover. Will you postpone your combat until he's regained his strength? No!
Is our noble house to be shamed in this charade? Then finish him.
I will not allow it! The price of combat at tournament must be measured by both knights before the fray begins.
And so that the nobles see their champions cower in shame at the feet of their captors?
I am sure the nobles prefer a return of their champion vanquished and yet alive, as opposed to a heroic but pointless death.
There is one way to be sure. Leave this in the hands of your guests.
What say you, my lords, my ladies? Will you see combat to the death?
I question the chivalry of the Green Knight for forcing this combat on one so harshly used in the joust. Yet my guests have made their choice known. But no mortal wager was here made. The Red Knight shall not be slain so. You fought bravely, my Lord of Castilla, and are to be captain no less than the courageous of your house. My physician will attend you anon.
Well said, my queen.
And you, my Lord of Leon, tainted though your victory may be, it lies not with art to withhold grace from one so skilled. Rise, my lord, and hear your people cheer. As for the others, Lord Marshal, let the combat go forward.
Immortal defiance, I summon forth my lords Valiente and Navarre. Here is combat to the death, my lords. Take your places, set heels to horse, and may your lance find its mark.
brave knight, to the cheers of your kingdom.
Agent will, your grace. Yet I here rule the field. It is my command that your colours be struck from the list, and your name and title blackened from the scroll of noble knights.
And yet, your grace, war is no place to punish a warrior.
He may fly the banner of your house, Cedric, but the power to make war lies not with him or any other in this realm save me.
And who shall tell the hawk when to take his prey, Majesty? And as for you, King of Arms, neither striker nor commander shall you hold yourself in the Queen's presence.
We must govern the tournament as we would ourselves be governed, with fairness, with honor. The way is written and it falls not to us to change it. Lord Marshal, let the quarry answer the hawk.
What is it to be, my lord? Dismount, green knights.
Champion, after this there lies but one more thorn on the rose.
Enjoy, and we'll see you again. Thank you.
command we, my lord. Chivalry requires us to pay homage. Ride forth, champion, and choose from among the ladies of the court one whom we shall call the Queen of Love and Beauty.
We wish you Godspeed, and we pray that you return back soon to